Hi guys! Welcome to Classy Whale. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Caleb and I have something called type 1 diabetes. That means that my pancreas does not produce insulin, which is a chemical that is necessary for digesting sugar in the bloodstream. I was diagnosed with it when I was 2, which is a bit of a young age for a diagnosis. To treat it, I need to do a blood test several times a day and then treat myself with insulin. To do a blood test, I use a device called a blood glucose meter, or as I like to call it, a blood checker, which is about the size of a cell phone and takes a blood sample and processes how much sugar is in it. Then, to compensate for that sugar level, if it's too high, I give myself insulin using an insulin pump, which is this thing I keep on my belt. It contains a reservoir full of insulin, which is the chemical that my pancreas cannot produce, and sends the insulin down this tube into a port in my belly, which I replace every 3 days. This does not test my blood sugar levels. People often think that, but that is not true. Just clearing that up. When I take too much insulin, my blood sugar goes low, and then I have to have some extra carbs. And yes, I do have to stick needles in myself, but I've gotten so used to it that it hardly matters anymore. Important to note, being diabetic does not mean that I can't eat sugar. It just means that at certain times of the day, my blood sugar levels might be a little bit too high to eat sugar at a particular time. However, once I treat it with insulin, my blood sugar will go down and I'll be able to eat the sugar. New diabetics need to be careful about how much sugar they eat, but I've had diabetes for, let me do the math, 15 years of my life, and I've gotten good enough at managing it that I can eat pretty much whatever I want. So I can eat regular candy, although I do appreciate the sentiments if you give me sugar-free candy. I'll still eat it because it's food and I'm a teenage guy. I do have to do a lot of math to compensate for insulin and carbohydrates in food, but thankfully my dad's a math teacher, so I was raised to do that kind of stuff. 15 years, which leads me to some rather interesting diabetic advantages. For example, I can actually eat in places where eating and drinking are usually banned, such as at a ballpark. In fact, story time. Once, me and my family went to an evening baseball game, and at this baseball stadium, we could not bring in food or drink. So we had this big cooler full of food, and there's this lady at the entrance to the stadium, and it's probably like her first day on the job. She's just looking nervously at the cooler and knowing that you can't bring food into the stadium, and my dad's like, oh, he has diabetes, points at me, and he's like, okay, just take it in. So, yeah, we're able to get food into places where normally you can't bring food. Also, if I exercise, that sometimes brings my blood sugar down, I have a low, and I can't continue to exercise, so I can get out of doing some exercise, because I don't like to exercise. I'm a nerdy teenager, and I just like to sit in front of my computer editing Classy Whale videos, so you can watch them. But I digress. I think something I really like about diabetes is that, while it's definitely something you need to keep in mind and helps you manage yourself and helps you with math and keeping track of your self-responsibility, which is something that I continue to work on a daily basis, it's also not very limiting. I can still do pretty much whatever I want. I can make Classy Whale videos, I can write a novel, I can ring handbells with my church, I can pretty much do anything except for operate heavy equipment, but I don't plan to operate heavy equipment, so that's out. Anyways, those are just a couple of random thoughts from the mind of a diabetic. Thanks everyone for watching, please like and subscribe. Also, if you comment, I will answer every single question or comment that you have. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for helping me hit the 50 subscriber mark. Now, on to 100. Meantime, here's the dance party for you.